everyone? Welcome back to the Untold, your one show that's all about meeting new people, sharing stories, and getting personal.
Today we have an interesting guest and a personal friend of yours, a colleague.
Yes.
I'm actually gonna meet him or talk to him for the first time here on the
Yeah.
Untold, which is unfortunate because he seems like an amazing
He's
person.
an amazing
And he works
character,
with us.
and he works with us. He's so fun to be around, and he's starting to host some shows on KTV2. That's gonna be awesome.
But we're not gonna talk about that today.
We're not gonna talk about it today. We're gonna talk about him being a karate master, basically, at this point, or sensei. Maybe that's the level he's at.
I mean, is he a sensei? I think that
He
takes
does
a
train.
long.
He does train.
He trains.
He does train. We did not even talk about that part.
We're not. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so how about we
Yes. Welcome
start
our guest right after this.
right after the break?
We're back on The Untold, being joined by our very special guest, a mixed martial artist, a man of many talents, and not a stranger to KTV. Our guest, Nasser Burshid. Welcome to the show.
Thank
Welcome
you
to
so
the
much.
show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So we see a lot of
Yeah, lots of
medallions.
medals.
Yes.
I'm assuming you do a type of martial art.
Yeah, I
A
do.
type
A
of
type
martial
of
arts.
martial
Type.
art.
It's called Taekwondo, if I'm
No,
not
he doesn't
mistaken.
do that.
No, I do
What do you
karate.
Karate.
Yes,
Okay.
Shotokan karate to be
Could
specific.
you explain what Shotokan karate is?
Okay, so
Origin-wise, maybe.
yeah, so karate is originally from Japan,
Nice.
and they advised this type of martial arts for basically for protecting their lands and all that, because in the time of war they needed other ways of protecting their country other than using swords and spears and so on. So they had to devise a way of basically protecting themselves in close combat. So they made karate.
Nice.
Yep.
And
And
when did you start?
I started all the way back in 2001 or two.
You around
How
what
old were
age?
you?
Yeah,
I
around what
was
age?
around 11 or 12 years old.
Did you ask for it? Were the parents putting you in just for an activity? How
Parents.
Did it... Okay.
Mostly parents. My
It's not
dad.
something you
yeah.
asked for.
My dad wanted me to learn something to protect my sisters because I'm the only boy in the family. I have 6 sisters.
So let's talk about you. Your life. How did you get into this field? I mean, your parents got you into the game, but what made you continue? And also, you're in the media, so how did that work?
Okay, so at the age of 10 or 11, as I told you, my dad took my hand and told me, let's go to summer camp.
Okay.
Let's start first swimming. I said, okay, sure. I did swimming at the beginning. Then he saw that I had more time in my hand. So he told me, how about you pick up something else? I said, okay, sure. What do you have in mind? He said, how about karate? I said, okay, sure. Went to the front desk and we asked them to add another sports. We added karate, so swimming and karate. And I loved swimming. And I was actually planning to pursue it. And I didn't had put in mind that to actually do karate. And for this long, actually. So after a while, I started to lean more towards karate.
Yeah.
And I didn't leave swimming. I still do swimming even until now, till this day, but not professionally. So I started at the Red Crescent summer camp, which is in somewhere in Shueikh. And started, it was, as you know, it's just a summer camp. So I used to go there just in the summer period, which is of 4 months, and then go back to school. And then the next year I renewed my subscription there and did another summer of karate. Then my coach told me, how about you come to my club and let's start a team.
No,
I said, sure, why not? So I was enrolled in Kuwait Club in 2004.
Cool.
And I'm considered the first player to be enrolled as a karate player there. There was no karate at all there, and I was the first player to
This was the inception of the karate club in Kuwait, and
Yes.
you were the founding member, basically.
Yes, you could say that.
Now, tell me about your medals, your first medal that you won.
So the first medal, so we go by seasons. So our seasons consist of like 2 or 3, maybe 4 competitions
A year.
a year.
Okay.
It spans from September to March or April, depending on
Okay. Nice. 6,
things.
7
Yep.
months.
6,
Okay.
7 months. So
Okay.
yeah, so let's say every 2 months or a month and a half, competition will rise up. So my first season was in 2004 and 5. These are my first.
Which one would be first?
My first medals over here.
The same time you won 3 medals?
Yeah, and that time no, and that time there was there was 3 competitions in the season.
Okay.
So you have the first, second, and third competition.
So the first competition, what placement did you
I
get?
took the second place,
Second place.
and then I took
third?
third and third.
Third
Okay.
and third.
Yeah.
That was the beginning of your medal collection, I would guess.
I actually have more than this.
Do you,
These
have
are
you counted how many medals you've earned?
I have no, actually I did not, but I counted how many seasons I played. 18 seasons of
18
my
seasons.
22
And how many
years.
medals?
He didn't count.
I
he
didn't
says.
count.
Like on the table right now?
But on
I
the
mean,
tables.
if you see here, I have this season actually had 4
medals.
4 seasons, but I have actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 medals because I participated in combat, which is kumite, which is a sparring side of karate, and I participated in the show side of karate, which is called kata.
Kata, yeah, that's the.
Yeah, kata is like the show.
The show part, and that's my profession. But I do play also sparring whenever they need me, so I'm kind of like a substitute.
Okay.
Now the
So I'm always
question
ready
is,
for it. Yeah.
do you actually protect your sisters using karate?
Yes, I do when the time needs to. Yes.
Okay, but
which-
you haven't used it yet for
Once.
such
Once.
Once only.
Okay.
Once
All
only,
right.
and I didn't go like full on karate. Just
The basics?
not even the basics. Just like first I talked to him verbally, and that's it. Like
Okay.
Yeah, that's the
okay.
thing
There's a
about
thing.
martial arts. It teaches you patience and not to use violence like as a
Discipline. They're
first-
very disciplined.
our first rule in karate is actually not to use it, not
Yeah.
to use karate.
unless you have
It
to.
should be a
Unless you
last
have to,
resort,
only
right? It should be a
for-
last resort
Yeah,
thing.
for family, for the country and family. That's
The
it.
stronger
That's
that
that's
you
our.
get, the more
motto.
responsibility you have.
Now, your latest medal would be the
My-
one in the center, right?
No, this one actually.
That is the one in the center I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. There's 2 in the center.
It's that
Okay.
one. Yeah.
All right. This one is from the what you call it? The WAKF Championship,
Let me see. Wow.
West Asia Championship.
West Asia Championship. What placement?
I took 3rd in it.
All right.
Out
still,
of 18
that's
countries
18
participating.
countries.
Yes.
Wow.
So
Would you say this is your
so-
proudest moment as a?
Yes, very much, because
Right.
that's actually my first time participating under the name of the federation as a national player.
I mean, I love the design of it and all. It's like
I mean, all of
it's
these
an
years.
achievement and an accomplishment for you.
Yeah. All of these years, I used to be a substitute also in the national team. I am part of the national team, but I used to be the substitute. I'm not the what do we call it? Like the first line of players or like the main player. I'm like the substitute of them. So at that time, they needed someone because our main players were playing something. I think they were playing the World Cup or something like that.
Okay.
At that time, and they needed someone to substitute, and this was my first medal, first time playing abroad with them. But I do have other medals that I did play abroad. Actually, most of the medals here are all from abroad. Just these 2 are from local.
Okay.
This was from my first time participating, and this is from my most recent, which was in 2022,
Nice.
last season.
That's a lot to take in, man.
Yeah.
And you've accomplished a lot. But let me ask you this.
Mm.
When you first started, you said it was your parents putting you through it. When did it switch to, I believe it's now your passion,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
And one of the big aspect of your life. So when did that switch happen? How did you realize that this is something that's in you? Because I feel like you're gifted in this, right?
So it's basically every coach's what you call this one main part to do is to bring in the pupil. He has to make them love the game rather than running away from it. So I had the good actually time of being with multiple. Actually, I had multiple coaches, but the first coach I always remember, Bu Ala Farhat. He was my first coach. He was from Egypt, and he let me love the game and want me to pursue it and actually become my passion in it. And from there, I started not quitting and just pushing on till today.
But where do you see yourself in the future when it comes to karate?
For now, I'm. The thing is, everyone knows that every player has an age limit,
Okay.
and once you hit that
Is
limitation,
it like an age limit, or like more of a, let's say, flexibility limit, or
no, it's more like an age thing because when you're in your prime time, like in 20s, late 20s, and beginning of 30s, that's your prime age to basically go full on. After that, your body starts changing. I mean, you still can compete. It's fine, but it's never going to be like when you were in your 20s.
especially if you're gonna compete against 20 years old. So
Exactly.
it's gonna
Yeah.
be more
It's going to
difficult.
be more difficult.
It's a
and
weight
people
class thing, or how do they
So-
figure out who fights who?
For the combat, it's a weight thing.
Okay.
We have 6 different weights categories, and for the show kata, we have there's no weight category.
Yeah, because it's show.
Yeah, it's show. Yeah,
It's just a show. What weight class would you be in?
I'll be under 75.
So,
Okay.
what is so unique about karate?
So what's unique about karate?
Is there also a definition for karate?
Yes, there is.
Define it and define what's unique about it.
Okay, so karate is split into 2 words. So Ka means empty, and then rate means hand. So it means
Empty
empty
hand.
hands. Yeah,
Empty hand.
Empty hands.
Yeah.
Because you
You're not
can-
using any weapons,
Yeah.
right?
exactly.
That's
Yeah.
why.
That's the main thing
Okay.
about karate.
And
that you-
what's unique about karate to you?
What's unique about it? I don't know. I mean, it just first of all, it's because of my coach, as I told you.
Okay.
But when I started training and getting
Mm-hmm.
deeper into it, I found a more psychological meaning to it. Also, the
What is
teaching
that
of,
psychological meaning? That's what we
it,
want to
it,
hear.
it branches out to more than one thing. So first, discipline. It teaches you to be also patient and to be very kind of neat and pristine in your lifestyle. I mean, with karate, because it taught me to be patient and to be more, how you say this one, more control of my anger and
Self-control,
more self-control of my anger or the way that I speak to someone.
So
So
it's good for anger management.
yeah.
In
You
a
could
way,
say.
in a way, yeah, it can be good for anger.
So yeah, it basically it also went into my daily life 2
Now
years ago.
you're a black belt,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And 4 red dans, right? What do you call them?
We call them dans.
Dans.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what I
dans.
said.
Yeah.
Dans.
4.
Now, what is that? How do you get these extra? Like the last level is black, and now you're adding red strips. What are the red strips?
Actually, they're gold strips.
They're
Yeah,
gold
they're gold.
strips.
I can see
Where
it
are
from
they
here.
red then?
There's no red strips. I mean,
What am I seeing then?
those are different kind of schools that actually put
Okay,
red strips.
but
Maybe
in
it's
your school it's gold,
Yeah,
which is cool.
gold. Yeah.
So what does that mean
Okay.
on
so
top of the black belts?
let's talk about the
Hierarchy.
the hierarchy
Okay,
of the ranking.
yeah.
So first thing is a
White,
white belt,
Uh-huh.
and then after
Yellow,
that the yellow, orange,
orange,
green,
green,
blue. Then you get
brown.
3 stages of brown.
3 stages of brown. What is that?
So brown 3, 2, and 1.
Because they're the same brown though.
They're the same brown
Is it with the strips?
without the strips.
So how do you differentiate between the 3
Kinda
levels?
sounds like chicken strips, but sure. Okay. Okay. The more that you say gold and strips, yeah, okay.
Stripes.
Okay.
Stripes.
Oh, we could
Stripes.
do that.
Are you hungry?
Kinda, yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, after you get to the brown belt,
Yes.
then you enter the black belt.
The black
The
belt,
black belt
which
has
is your,
10
like,
degrees.
10
and that's why
degrees.
you get the stripes.
So you're on degree what?
I'm on the 4th degree.
And there's
There's
a
6
ladder
more.
to climb
Yes.
all the way to 10.
And then after that, when you get to the 10th degree, you switch from black to red belt. And that's the highest.
there's a
level.
red belt?
red belt.
And then what
Wait.
happens afterwards?
That's it. You're
You're a master.
You're the grandmaster.
The grandmaster.
Bruce Lee? Next Bruce Lee?
Kinda, yeah.
Wait. Can you let's slow it down. Let's break it down. You
Before anything.
yeah.
So between every colored belt, the way that they do the examination is every 3 months. But after that, after the brown belt, from brown to black is 1 year.
Okay.
Okay.
So 3 stages of brown within that year.
No. You get no, not 3 stages.
said
Get 3. Yeah, you have 3 browns.
Yeah.
Between each one is also 3 months. So 3 months
Okay.
from 3, 2, and 1.
And that's a year to the black.
But when you get to brown 1, from brown 1 to black 1,
Okay, that's
1 year.
That's 1 year. Gotcha.
And then every number is representing those years. So from now 1 to 2 dan is 2 years.
Okay.
And then 2 to 3 is 3 years till the next examination.
4?
3 to 4 is 4 years.
4 years.
And then after that, it's just 4 years. You pile up 4 years, 4 years, 4 years, 4 years, then you get to.
And you're aiming to get the red belt.
Hopefully.
So how many years do you have left?
So you basically have 6 years. So 4 by 6, so you got 24 years to go.
24 years. Okay, I would love to
So I'll
hear
get to
more about that.
50s, 60s. Most people get to their 50s or 60s to get to the actually 10th dan, and it's not that easy. Because not every organization, you have to go to Japan to do it, not locally.
I want to ask you more about it, but let's take a quick break. We'll be right back on The Untold.
So we're back again with our guest, and before we go on a break, you were talking about, the levels of getting to the red belt.
Red belt,
And
yeah.
there's a lot more you want to say, so let's hear.
Yeah, so I was saying that by the time you get to the 10th dan,
Okay.
you'll be in your late 50s, maybe
The
mid
10th
60s.
Dan is the red belt,
Is
or
the red
there's one
belt.
after? Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
So, and I just want to add one more thing.
See, it would make more sense if the red stripes were red, if the golden stripes were red, because it turns into red.
Yeah.
See the logic in that?
I do, but
Okay, continue.
I mean, not really.
It is. It turns into red because of the red stripes.
It's not a paint. But anyway,
Okay, continue.
so from the 1st to 3rd dan, you're considered a senpai. A senpai is
Yes,
basically
sensei?
no,
No.
that's before the sensei. He's
Before.
the what you call it, the
Sensei assistant?
sensei assistant.
Okay.
Yes, assistant coach.
Okay.
And then after that, the 4th dan, you get to be, you start, that's the first line of being a sensei, which is the coach. You be the coach. Coach,
Which
as in
stripe
captain.
is the sensei?
The 4th.
The fourth
The
one.
4th one. From 4th to 6th.
Okay.
And then after that, you get to be Shihan.
Shihan.
Yeah. Shihan is basically
Is there
master.
translations? Okay.
It's master.
Senpai is the assistant. Sensei is the coach.
The coach or captain, yeah.
Okay.
Is there any higher than that? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're getting there.
Then Shihan,
Shihan, which
What
is
is that?
master.
master.
Okay, after Shihan.
You get to the highest one, which is, I forgot the name. Okay, I forgot it. But anyways, it's
forgot the
Grandmaster.
name.
Yeah,
Grandmaster,
But
okay.
it's Grandmaster. I
Translates
mean, yeah, it's translated to Grandmaster.
And then the red one is.
That is the one.
That is the
Yeah,
Grandmaster.
that's the
Okay.
Grandmaster.
Wow.
So we know about the sport from movies and media. We've heard about the sport. We've seen movies that portray karate as I don't know, something magical, something you can do wonders with. So how far is that from truth? And what is the history behind karate? What is the actual history? Like, I don't mean Jackie Chan jumping off the roof. I mean like the real stuff.
That takes
Okay, the
a
real
lot of
stuff.
real stuff, by the way.
It is. I mean, Jackie Chan's doing it for real. And you know how many bones he broke? But that's
Yeah.
not our topic anyway.
So martial arts and the big silver screen is different from real life. Not in the sense that the moves are not real. They are real, but they are modified for
Right.
for movies.
Also, the unrealistic factor of 10 against 1.
10 against 1.
You know.
It's kind of
That doesn't happen?
It does happen, but the odds of you coming out in one piece isn't. Yeah, that's the
Without a
difference.
scratch.
Yeah.
Without a scratch. Yeah.
But would you think Bruce Lee can survive that?
I never met the guy.
I've never met the guy, but you know of the guy.
I know of the guy.
Think he can beat 10 guys in one time?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe, but I'm pretty sure he at least have a scratch or two.
Yeah.
I'm not
I
saying
mean,
he's
in
not
movies,
gonna-
somehow
yeah.
the guy just kicks like that, and
Like
10
Invincible.
men
It's
falls.
different. Like if
on the floor.
10 guys are just basically hooligans and just like they don't know anything about martial arts, maybe.
That's the thing. They're also
maybe-
trained fighters in the movie.
But if I mean,
know?
yeah, true. But
You
I know.
know?
I mean, in real life, if
real
Bruce,
life,
if
yeah,
Bruce
yeah,
Lee
yeah.
was gonna go up against 10 people that were actually martial artists, no, that's
It's gonna be-
that's
it's
gonna
gonna
be
be-
it's gonna be bloody and different.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
So, what does it take to become a good karate player? Discipline,
Discipline.
food, discipline.
Discipline.
It's not the food.
And then
it's
you
not
take
the workout.
discipline and put every word beside it. Discipline in eating, discipline in attending, discipline in actually loving the
Respect.
sport and respect and all of that. So that's how you become a good karateka, as they call it.
What are the main values of karate?
Respect is number one, and not to hurt another human if you don't need to. I mean, we in karate they teach us how to assess the situation if it's something that is worth fighting for or not. So they don't basically teach you how to do martial art and just throw you out in the street. I mean, that's
it's not a
that
Karate
case,
Kid
yeah.
movie.
Exactly.
Speaking of Karate Kid, Team Cobra Kai or Team Miyagi?
Cobra
Miyagi.
Kai.
Miyagi.
I don't know, because, maybe because I've seen Cobra Kai, the series, the last one.
Yeah.
So I kind of, like Cobra Kai.
Why would you
series.
like? That's not the
No, no,
topic.
no.
Okay.
It doesn't mean that I like the villains. I
Uh-huh.
just like the series itself.
It's
Okay.
funny
Yeah,
because
yeah, but
Mr.
you're Miyagi, though.
Miyagi
Yeah, Mr.
is
Miyagi.
actually Chinese, not Japanese, and he never
That is
he never
hilarious. That is
trained
hilarious.
karate
Yeah,
in
that
his
is
life.
That's Hollywood for you. That is Hollywood for you, my
Okay.
friend. Okay, back to you.
Yeah.
You must have faced the challenge throughout your career. How many years we're talking about here? 20 years?
22 years.
22 years.
Yeah.
What was the biggest challenge throughout those 22 years?
22 years. How to get better physically. How to basically control myself under pressure when I'm around a big audience in front of the judges. How to basically balance myself between karate and education and life and everything. It was difficult at the beginning and my education period, even in college. But after college, it somewhat became easier. But now I have different responsibilities. I mean, now I wish to go back days when I used to study.
Honestly, just knowing you over the past few months, being friends and all that, you are excellent at time management.
No, I wish.
You are. You're doing so many different things and you're always on time and you're delivering and your performance is at top notch. You're managing all these different aspects of your life. You must have a secret to time management.
Wake up early.
Tell me that secret.
Finish your job
I need
early.
to know that secret, honestly.
There you go.
So
Just wake
do,
up
I do.
early and just make sure you have a big breakfast, a great breakfast actually. You have to respect your body and actually giving it the right nutrition in the beginning.
I mean,
Maybe if you woke up in
Just
the
to
morning and
fuel
had a
yourself.
breakfast,
Yeah.
you'll be on time.
I do wake up in the morning and I do have a breakfast, but I guess
The
it just doesn't
second
work
thing
for
would
me.
be putting a goal. Like, why are you waking up in the morning? For what reason? And if it's actually worth it.
That's
And
actually very
and if
good.
it's not worth it, make it worth it. Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
no
that's
matter how
nice.
small it is.
I need to have a goal to wake up in the morning every day at 7 a.m. Because when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, what am I going to do for the rest of the day? I mean, I don't have anything. Anyway,
Practice karate.
is that going to be my next thing? I mean, I haven't done the previous list.
I know,
list.
I
So
know.
anyway, so let's talk about the common misconceptions
Okay.
when it comes to karate. What people mistake when they think of karate.
Okay. They think anything that has to do with punching, kicking is karate. But there are different martial arts throughout history.
I think you just told us today that Bruce Lee didn't practice
Yeah.
karate. What did he practice?
He practiced Chinese boxing. It's called
And that is? What is the difference between Chinese boxing and...
Chinese boxing. It's more they implement kung fu into it.
Oh.
So it's not considered kung fu 100%. It's still boxing. You use your
Is
hands
Kung
more.
Fu harder? Like...
Harder?
Yeah?
Yes. It's very hard to train. Harder than karate? Yes. More challenging? Yes. I would say
Kung
that.
fu.
Yes, it is.
Interesting.
Because you have to be consistently flexible. You have to be consistently basically
What
making
would you say is
yourself-
the hardest martial art of them all?
the hardest? There's no such thing as the hardest martial
You
art.
just said it.
No, I mean it's harder than karate, but it's not the hardest. And there's no such thing as hardest depending on you. I mean, I can take karate. I can take the beating of karate. But if you put me in for example, boxing to me, I can't. My physical body can't take that much punches and that heavy punches.
Unless if you're doing, just friendly boxing.
Friendly boxing, yes.
I mean, I took a few classes of boxing, by the way.
Okay.
But they were just, jab, cross, whatever.
Oh, cool.
You wanted to put someone in the face.
I wanted to punch
Yeah.
a punching bag without feeling guilty. Anyway, so people compare karate to different types of martial arts all the
Yeah.
time. Is it fair to compare karate to other martial arts? So what makes karate, effective and more powerful?
for
You just made a big statement. Is
Yeah,
karate more powerful than other martial arts?
No, I think it depends
It depends on the holder
I
Who's
think
practicing?
who is practicing.
I think it's not about the sport. It's about who practices
Yeah,
it and the way they practice. You can beat someone who plays kung fu
Like
if
for,
you're
for
really good at
example,
karate.
like today you beat someone that basically plays kung fu. The next day, someone with boxing
Can beat
background
you.
can beat you.
Right.
And then the next day,
Depends on the
then
person.
then the guy from kung fu beats the guy from boxing. So
And then
it's
the
a
guy that
circle. It
just woke
depends.
up and doesn't do anything might still win. Because
Exactly.
of body size and all that.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's because of talent, or it depends on
Just
how
depends on
how much
situation.
practice you get and situation.
Yeah.
And also I think it depends on the other person. If you're competing against someone who plays kung fu but they're not really good
As
at
you
it.
said just now, like someone that could just now get up from bed and beat someone.
Yeah.
That's because he has a very good, like he has good perception.
Right.
Same like the equalizer,
Perception.
for example.
Right.
For example, yeah.
For an
Yeah,
example.
there are people like that. They actually see things before it happens.
True. Denzel is one of them.
Do you mean? Wait, are we
It's
talking
called
about
perception,
like
yeah.
Sixth Sense here?
No. Just talking about great, tremendous actor
Yes.
here. Yes. 1
Okay.
minute. Okay. Before we close up, since we now have the Kuwaiti Club for karate, would you say Kuwaitis are great at karate internationally? Are we?
Yes, we are.
Yes?
We're very competitive. And we have a good arsenal of players here in Kuwait. Just recently in the Asian competition, we got 2 gold medals, and that's a very big, very big step forward in basically karate as a sport here. And it's been here since the 70s, by the way, karate. It's one of the first martial arts that ever stepped foot in
I think the gold
Kuwait.
medals were by
One of-
the twins, right?
The gold medals, no, it was actually from 2 other players.
Okay.
And they were in the kumite category, which is the fighting category. The twins took 3rd place.
I think in kata was it?
Yes, in
Yeah,
kata.
right?
They took it.
ALMusaile
Yeah,
twins,
they
yeah.
took it in the team kata and individual kata. Yeah.
So, what would be the main advice you would give to anyone who wants to practice martial arts? If you would give them an advice that, let's say, with your experience, would be a life-changing advice to them.
Not to train only martial arts, to pick up anything, any sport. I mean, in the end of the day, picking any sport will get you out of trouble, will let you be more focused, and teach you discipline and respect, first for yourself and then to others. Same like music, where it basically brings people,
Unites people.
unite people.
Yeah.
So
Martial
also
arts can
martial arts
also
and
unite
sports in
people.
general, they unite people.
That is true.
Because you, at the end of the day, you wake up, you don't go to the club alone. You do meet other people in the club. It could be 1 person, it could be 50. But at the end of the day, those 50 come from different parts of Kuwait, and they'll put in a good word to you, and like, this is a good guy, and all of that. And we know each other, and they make the connection.
No?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for being with
Yeah.
us. It was lovely.
Thank you for your
You're a
time.
colleague. It's so unfortunate that this is actually the first time we talk in person.
Yeah, it's okay.
Even though I've seen you around, you're friends with Ahmed.
Yeah.
But now we're friends
Yeah.
too.
We're good.
Thank you for coming
All
on
right,
our
thank you
show.
for being
Thank you
with
for
us.
sharing your
Thank
story.
you.
And you can't miss this guy on KTV. He's everywhere.
Yeah.
Good luck with all your shows.
Everywhere.
He's everywhere.
What do you mean by that? Anyway,
I'm just wishing him luck. That's all.
best of luck
Yeah.
for you, and hopefully, you'll get to the red belt.
Yeah, I want to see you get that red belt. I want to be at the ceremony.
In
Okay.
20,
Sure.
24 years from now.
Yes.
If we're
24
still
years
like here in the
Yes.
ministry.
24 years
Anyway.
from now,
Yes.
I'll be 57 by
Time
that time.
flies, okay?
You'll be
Time
57.
flies.
Yep.
That's all for today's episode. We'll be back for the wrap up.
So we have reached the end of our episode for today.
Yeah.
It was amazing having
Very
him.
fun episode. We learned a lot
Nasser's
of.
very
lot of
friendly.
yeah, he is. He is
a-
very
such,
friendly,
like,
down to
positive-
earth, positive energy, lots of energy. That's what I love about that guy. And what a character! All the achievements, all the medals, the ones that he didn't even bring. I think it would
And
cover
he's
the entire
modest.
table. He's modest, and I cannot wait for him to go all the way for that red belt. I will push you
we're
all the
gonna
way
be
to
there
get
in
that belt.
24 years. How old will you be by then?
I'll be young, barely 50.
Barely.
Barely.
I'm probably gonna be like 52, give or
Okay.
take.
There
I
you
don't
go.
know, probably a little more.
Don't tell the people the truth. Anyway.
Don't
I
tell.
hope you enjoyed our episode today, our very mixed martial arts episode. I know a lot of fans for the sport. It's such a respectable sport and teaches you, most
True.
importantly to me, discipline,
Time management.
time management. We'll see you next time right here on The Untold for KTV2. Good
Good
night.
night.